AI startups have a really big problem: access to compute. Compute is expensive, hard to get, and almost everyone agrees it's still one of the biggest bottlenecks in AI. A serious AI lab might spend billions a year on compute alone. You could set up and manage your own GPU cluster, but that's too expensive and complicated to maintain and grow. Instead, labs have three options. First, hyperscalers. These are the big players: AWS, Microsoft Azure, and Google Cloud. Startups can buy compute from them, but it's expensive and rigid with multi year commitments and little flexibility. If you're a big stack buyer needing many thousands of GPUs, this is where you'll start. Then we have the neoclouds, players like CoreWeave, Lambda, Nebius, Together AI, and Crusoe, where startups can rent compute, shorter terms and sometimes better pricing, but with inconsistent quality and availability. Finally, there are marketplaces that quickly spin up a dozen or more GPUs fast, like Mithril, RunPod, and Vast AI. These can work for small startups, but can require mixing and matching across quality and types. There's a new startup coming out of stealth this week, Andromeda, that provides an alternative to all three. Think of it like a commodity market, but for compute. On one side, providers of all shapes and sizes, hyperscalers, neoclouds, private clusters, and mini marketplaces. And on the other, the compute buyers, AI labs. Andromeda sits as an exchange in the middle. In much the same way as, say, a corn or oil commodity market, they certify quality, standardize contracts, and match supply to demand, a more efficient market. Fun fact: Andromeda was born when investors Nat Friedman and Daniel Gross put more than $100 million upfront to lease a cluster of 3,000 GPUs for their portfolio of startups to use. Andromeda publicly launches this week with $60 million in funding at a $1.5 billion valuation, with access to tens of thousands of GPUs, targeting as many as 100,000 this year. The round is led by Paradigm, known as the leading crypto investor. They really believe in the commodity market play here. Taking it a step further, they think Andromeda's tech will one day create a compute futures market, just like there is for corn and wheat. Let's watch to see how this new commodity market evolves.